DNP.com and iHeartStation.
Nancia, Smokehouse, it's the urban heat. Shout out to Coach Live. Listen to conversations that's gonna keep you winning. Sunday nights at 10 p.m. on the urban heat, just calling. Conversations with Coach La 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 La. Coach La 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 La. If you got something on your mind, you can call in, you can hit a line. She the realest, ooh, she the realest. You can tap in loud, always get a business to empower you so that you can do every and anything that you want to. Kicking it with Coach LA, it's time to listen to conversations that's gonna keep you winning. Sunday nights at 10 p.m. on the urban heat, just calling. Conversations with Coach La 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 La. Coach La 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 La.
Hey. How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Coach La La La. How y'all doing? It's a beautiful Sunday. How y'all doing? What's going on, Fatherly Justice? Thanks for tuning in on Instagram. Y'all know every Sunday, y'all get to sit with your favorite around the way therapist on the virtual couch. And you tuned in to Heat, 98.FM, Boston's only Black-owned radio station on the iHeartRadio platform. So y'all already know, I've been outside. What can I say? I be outside. I'm just going to accept it. All y'all that I was like, no, I don't be outside. I don't be busy like that. I've finally just stepped into it. I'm truly outside. I be outside in my neighborhood and it's okay. You know, I be out there and I be supporting and all that good stuff. So once again, it's another weekend where I was outside. And I want to give some special love and shout outs to a couple of people because there was a lot of great things going on in the community. A lot of phenomenal Black women doing phenomenal things. So I had the pleasure of going and celebrating Dr. Sharika Alfred. For her birthday, she did an event for Let's Move with Rika, which was geared and dedicated to a couple of things. I think she did not only celebration for breast cancer awareness, she's talking about autism. She just really is about health, wellness, and people moving their body. And all her line dance sisters was here. Shout out to Mr. Chris Blues, who did his thing on the ones and twos. So that was a beautiful experience. I got a chance to see some wonderful entrepreneurs out and about. And also at the same time, we also had Shonda Little doing her annual sickle cell awareness gala, which is also going on. So shout out to her, just doing great stuff. And then of course my godmommy, my son's godmother, shout out to Maureen Daly. She also celebrated her birthday and did a wonderful gathering over at Park 54. And then today I had the pleasure of facilitating a talk about sisterhood and healing and being able to really start to make connections. If you've ever said to yourself, you know what, I don't like women, or I don't have a lot of female friends, we really had a talk about all of that, mother wombs and how that transpires. So shout out to Puff and Process. Shout out to all the women that came out today and had that real candid conversation. It was lots of tears, lots of hugs, but it was a beautiful experience. So yeah, I've been outside. Cheers. But tonight's conversation is really near and dear to my heart because we are talking about mothering the community. And you might say, well, what do you mean, Coach? What do you mean mothering the community? Well, you know, the essence of being a mom is really about resources, caring for people, extending them grace, and just being loving. I think loving and caring. I think anybody can be motherly, right? So how do we go about mothering our community above and beyond us having our own children or having children? It's about really taking care of each other. So tonight's conversation is going to be all about that and how we can do that as we get ready to enter the month of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I wanted to do something a little sooner because there's a wonderful walk that's going down next week. Y'all know I've been outside doing my walking in my 5Ks. I'm at like number 4, I think, number 4. And I ran a little bit. So I plan on continuing this to be a part of my wellness journey. So tonight, I have my good friend. We go back, like almost 40 years. Ain't that something? I don't look like I'm even past 25 though, right? So, but we go we got like 3-4 decades on this friendship. She is a board certified. Y'all heard that right. Board certified nurse practitioner. She's a healthcare leader and a mentor. She is dedicated to advancing patient care and empowering future generations of nurses. She has over 2 decades of experience across the spectrum of healthcare, delivering services both in clinical programs, and she has guided several interdisciplinary teams. I said that right, today. My verbiage is all on point. She's also been published, which is a big deal in our field. She's been published with national medical text. So this girl is bad, mama. She's bad. And she got a little 2-step too, Have you ever seen her dance? She can dance and shake a tail feather. But she is committed to extending beyond the clinical excellence. She has mentored countless nurses, which I think is so important and fits into our whole topic about nurturing the community because, it's very mothering to teach and to mentor other nurses, especially when you're young in the field. You need to be able to see sisters that look like you. So she's championed diversity in healthcare, and she's inspired others through her scholarship and presentations nationwide. Y'all heard that? Nationwide is by your side. As long as you got Dr. Claude by you, baby, you are in good hands, right? So she's recognized with multiple awards for her excellence in leadership. Dr. Kimberly Claude embodies compassion, resilience, and she's a visionary for a healthier and more inclusive future in healthcare and beyond. So without further ado, I need y'all, all my people out there in social media land in the metaverse, to welcome Miss Kimberly, Dr. Claude. I used to call her Kim, Queen Bee. Y'all don't know nothing about that. So let me go ahead and bring her on camera. What you doing? How you doing, girl?
Oh gosh, I'm so happy to be here.
How you doing?
Oh, I feel like a grown up.
You are. We adulting, girl. We are adulting. You look good. You smell good. I know I got you all late. I told you I had a late night Arsenio Hall kind of show, so
right.
I like to get people on the virtual couch. Plus all y'all babies and stuff should be asleep, and y'all that got husbands, y'all should handle y'all business. He probably laying down or having a beer or something. So, maybe bring him and let him listen to the show too. Get your favorite beverage, your pen, your journal, and just, we're going to have a little talk. We have a little girlfriend talk.
I like
that.
We
always do,
we
always do. So I always ask everybody who comes on the show, right? I mean, I just gave you like the bio and told everybody your business from a professional stance.
Yes.
But what do people not know about Dr. Kimberly Claude? What's something who are you beyond your accolades? And I mean, I know some things because we go way, way back, but who are you?
So, I am just figuring that out, right? Like, I thought I had it all together. Like, I had these check boxes of getting a doctorate degree, being published. And then I realized that what I was missing was a sense of community, right? I thought that me having peace was isolating myself. Like, so I was like in this little bubble, like, I don't got drama. I don't have this. I'm fine. I'm peaceful. But there was something missing. Right. So I think for me, what I have learned in the last 2 years is that no man is an island, and you can't do it alone. And if you do, I don't think it's fulfilling.
Service.
Right?
And it's interesting that you say that, given that, you're in the medical field and you're caring for people all the time, and you still felt like something was missing and there was no community. Why do you think that's so important now to have community? What do you think shifted in your thought process with that?
I think I started saying yes more, right? I was putting myself in uncomfortable situations, and I was growing and had no idea. I was finding communities and places that I never thought that I would. I was just learning more about myself, taking better care of myself. But I stopped saying no. Like, again, I was isolating myself. I would go home from work and just shut off from the world and pick it up on Monday morning like nothing happened. But was that truly living? Right?
Ooh, you just dropping nuggets. And
it wasn't living.
Because, a lot of people get on me, Coach, you do so much outside, so much. You do this, you do that. And what's the alternative, right? The alternative is I would sit in my office, see client after client after client, in my day, go home, get on my couch, watch TV. And life is just moving, you know. And after my father passed away, I really started looking at, am I living? Am I really enjoying myself? Am I beyond? I love what I do. Don't get me wrong. I love my work. But is that all it is, right? Like after you get the accolades, like I feel like I'm so proud of you, right? Like we got alphabet soup, baby. I don't even know what all that stuff is behind your name.
I'm still trying to get more.
Listen, I don't even know what it is. Let's just say it's so many acronyms we got now that folks be like, okay, I don't know if we can fit all of that. That's how bad it got, right?
Right.
And then you go add doctor too. So it's like, okay, listen, we got to do subtitles, your Dr. Kimberly Claude, and then all your credentials and acronyms got to go on another line because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
But I remember when we didn't have any of that, right?
Right.
And we were just in undergrad trying to figure it out, just trying to study and get those papers in and taking classes that we didn't even know we was going to need, but they was prerequisites that we just had to take. And it's like, now we got all the accolades, right? We got the credentials. Now what? Like once you have the child, you get married. Some of us didn't got married a couple times. I haven't been married once, but some of my friends been married at least once. Sometimes, some of y'all 3 times. I ain't gonna tell y'all business though. Ain't nobody trying to marry Coach. But after all of that, then what? Like what is it to live? And I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I think a lot of people are trying to figure it out. And what I think is get from behind your phone watching what everybody else is doing and get outside.
Right.
And I try to really embody that. I try to exemplify that and model that, which is doing what you love. The problem I have now is I do so much of what I love that it don't feel like work. So I have to remind myself to rest. Because I be having FOMO. I'll be like, I want to go to that. I want to go to that. I want to go to that. I want to go to that too. I'm going to try to go to all 3. Let me figure this out. Yesterday, I did 2 outfit changes and went to 3 events.
I love it.
Like, I was like, ooh. And it was fun, though. I had a good time. And I was just tired. And now look at me. I got all this energy. I'm weird. Such a weirdo. I'm a weirdo and I love it. I love being weird. I really do. I love all of it. I love every bit of me being weird. Okay. Shout out to Mina Shea Style Journey. DJ Wade, I miss you, Wadey. I must have to come in tomorrow so I can see you. So living. And service. And community. Now, how many communities are you a part of now?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's hard to say, right? Because like I find that I'm finding community in the most unlikely places.
Do tell.
So like
for the people who don't know,
District 7 Tavern.
Oh, you outside.
I'm outside. But no, you have to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
That is a Roxbury bar.
Okay.
Right?
I'm going to have to come meet you.
When I go in there, it feels like home.
It's like Cheers?
It's like a Black Cheers.
I haven't been there. I have to go down there and check them out. I have been wanting to be a star on the bar. Oh. I've seen them do that. Yeah. You got to put in a word for me.
Well, let's see what I can do.
Put in a word.
But when I tell you, I have found community there, which has been amazing. And then, then working with the NAACP, the health committee, that has been important to me. Simmons University, you're a part of that community too. UMass Boston.
Yes.
That's where we all started.
Yes.
Right?
Community.
So it's all about community.
And I think I'm glad that you're breaking that all down. So for anybody who's out there and you're really feeling like you're alone, because it's really different to feel lonely versus alone.
Right.
And I think the state of feeling lonely there's a lot of reasons for that, right? You lost a partner, maybe your friend group you haven't talked to in a long time. Family has shifted or you moved into a new state and you can feel lonely, but you're not necessarily alone.
No.
And I think we can forget that you can create community in all of the ways you just named. Is like, what are you affiliated with? What are you connected to? What's in your neighborhood? Go volunteer, get out there. And, you'd be surprised how quick you will have community. Shout out to Tarika, because one of the things I had suggested was for her to go line dance because I knew she liked to line dance. That has become a whole community for her in different states. She travels, she does different things. Another thing that came up, which is so interesting, during COVID, we were being very creative. Like, I did candle making on Zoom. We was doing workouts on Zoom. But one of the things she did is she took a balloon class on Zoom. That has turned into a whole nother community for her.
Right.
That she never even knew that she would become a balloon artist. Again, I think just trying things and being open to trying things. I have a client who does bowling, and that became a whole community. Anything you can name, even down to Beyblades. My nephew, shout out to my nephew. You better not be listening to the show, nephew, because I know you be sneaking listening to my show. Thank God I don't say nothing too crazy on here. No pun intended. Yes, I said crazy, and I know I'm a therapist. All y'all get off my back. Stop judging me. But he found a community for Beyblades. Like, there's just community for everything. Those are those little spinny top things the kids like that they spin them. And then, anyway, you learn a lot when you have like a 10-year-old nephew. They're into real interesting things. There's a community for Legos. Like, my brother builds Legos. So anything you can think of, there's more than likely a community associated with it that you can tap into. So I think that's pretty dope. For all y'all that are trying to find community, because I think a lot of people feel lonely. A lot of people feel disconnected.
I believe that.
Yeah.
And I think I felt that way for a while. And then I just started doing new things and branching out and saying yes instead of no.
It's interesting because for a lot of people, it's the opposite, right? They need to learn how to pull back, spend more time with themselves, tell people no, have boundaries, that people pleases, but you're the reverse.
Yeah.
So you had that on lock.
I know my boundaries are tight, honey.
You was like, no, like a 2-year-old. No.
Listen.
No. And that will be a no too. And yes, and you get a no, and you get a no, and you get a no.
Right.
So that's interesting, because I think, we don't talk about the opposite. We talk so much about people who are always saying yes, but what about those people that like, I don't like outside, I don't like people, I don't want to go nowhere. Shout out to my sister, Mina Shea Style Journey. I've been trying to get her outside. She told me this was the last weekend she was going outside.
Oh, she's been doing good.
Yeah. And she committed to it. And so I was outside this weekend because I was being a big sister. She said she wanted to go out, which is rare. So I pushed myself to be outside with her. Nice. And we hung out and it was fun. And she was like, okay, I'm over it now. I can't do this with you every weekend. I said, I don't want to do it every weekend either. So everybody that knows, if you've been paying attention, summertime is my time. I'm outside into the winter and then I'm going to hibernate. So you will not see me as much. My cutoff game is real strong come November 14th. I think is my last conference that I am hosting and doing moderating a panel. And then I'm done until the Escape on the Cape. Again, Escape on the Cape. Y'all make sure y'all get tickets. Pole Therapy is going to be there. Pole Therapy.
Oh, give me that.
I'm also doing a brunch. The Boss Up Brunch, the Bet on Self Brunch will also be going on. Y'all need to book y'all room. This is one of the biggest events of the year here in Massachusetts. What you can come from anywhere to be a part of this event. You can be wherever you are, wherever you're listening. You can book a room and come hang out with the Urban Heat and Coach La. I will be there hosting the Bet on Self Brunch. This year, we got a cool theme. I don't want to give it away, but I'm going to tell y'all more about it. But y'all need to be there. You need to book your room. Go to heat98.1fm.com and book your room, book your room, book your room, book your room. We rent out the entire resort. So it's nothing but Urban Heat people. It's nobody from outside. It's like so cool. For all the people who know, number melanated people all over the resort.
I love that.
It's a wonderful time.
I love that.
Anyway, as I digress. But community is important. You know, the Urban Heaters community for me. Who would have known, you know, I would have a radio station community, and UMass community. You name so many of them. But I think community is important. And I think that helps you to get nurtured and to get loved up on. As we think about mothering our community,
yes, indeed.
A lot of it is just participation.
Yeah.
And being present and being able to serve.
Yes.
So, all right. We didn't kind of knock that. Hi, everybody. I see y'all puffing process. Like, okay, Instagram. Y'all be showing up and showing out on Instagram. Shout out to Instagram.
I love Instagram.
You guys come through.
I got
love
like
y'all.
3 friends, but I love it.
You got more than 3 friends. Sandra, I see you, Miss Sandra's on here. Peace on here. I am Hakeem. I see y'all. Thank you for joining. All right. So let's talk a little bit about some of the things that I told you that I found that were interesting, because we're also in Suicide Awareness Month.
Yes.
That's what we're in right now. We're also in Self-Care Awareness Month. It's always September's about. And then we roll right into Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'm sure there's some other stuff that October represents, but all these things really make me think about the stage that we are in our lives. Like, and we were talking offline about, you know, I'm about to be 50 next year. There's a lot of tests and assessments and different things that you got to do when you get to this age. All y'all young people, y'all better really embrace y'all youngness, because y'all don't understand. Things start changing. I don't look like I'm 50, but I sure feel it in my knees. I do. I feel it in my knees. So some of the things that we talked about or we found was that, especially with breast cancer, that Black women in particularly are 40% more likely to die from breast cancer compared to white women. And that really made me sort of think about what was that about. And I think a lot of it is community. You'd be surprised being connected to community will help you be more self-aware. You talk about things more and people are talking about different things. So if you got a friend group and everybody's talking about, hey, you need to go get assessed, and you know, how's your vitamin D levels? Like, we just talk about different stuff when you're in community.
Right.
What are some of your ways that you have been able to sort of take care of yourself? Because I had to do my first mammogram. Might be at my second one now.
Take care of myself.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like taking care of your health is a part of self-care, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when did I start doing my mammograms? I think it was right at 40. I don't miss that. I just had my first colonoscopy.
I still have to do that. It's so gross, y'all. It's so gross. That's one of the most gross tests, grotesque tests ever. And I know my doctor keep getting on me to do it.
You got to do it.
And I have not done it, but I have done my mammogram. And I actually had a scare, you know, where they found something, and I had to do a biopsy, and I had to go through all of those things. I was so scared when they said that it was abnormal, and that they needed to test it. And I remember talking, shout out to Musu. She's one of our friends who's a breast cancer survivor. And I remember calling her and telling her how afraid I was in community, having community and having somebody that had gone through it to kind of, you know, ask me certain questions and give me suggestions on what to ask the doctor. And come to find out it was benign. I just have very dense tissue in my breast. So they put a titanium marker in there, which also was really scary about whether or not to let them do it or not do it. So that when they do my mammogram again, they can track it and see if anything's different. And also they'll know that they already tested that piece, and they know that they already know it's good, so that they don't keep saying, hey, we think you got something, and send me again. So they got like little things like that, but that was really scary for me.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine that it would be.
Yeah.
Like, that's human nature, right?
Yeah. But community was helpful.
Right.
Having people to talk to, both my family and female friends that had gone through it. And also because I had spoke and hosted 2 different events that was geared towards breast cancer survivors, I was a part of that community. Mm-hmm. So I had people that I could call and I could ask. And I had gotten information previously about do your mammograms, early testing and early detection saves lives.
Right.
As scary as it may be. But there are some people that don't want to know.
Well, there's people that don't even want to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Because we have this stigma as Black women of being the strong one, and you don't want to rely or tell or, you know, make someone feel some kind of way. So I think that these are things that we need to work on, right? We need to share.
Yeah.
We have to share.
Yeah.
Because how would you know? You know what I mean?
Well, you're in the health field, and historically, people of color don't have a really good relationship with people that are in the medical field, and primarily also a lot of Black women have reported not being heard, sort of being dismissed about certain pains and certain things that they have going on, and not being sent for certain tests. And so there's this love-hate relationship, I think, with medical professionals.
Right.
Or I'm going to go to the doctor and they're going to find all of this stuff and they're not going to be able to help me. And so I'm just better off not knowing.
Yeah.
And then when you do find out, then it's the options and feeling afraid to really take advantage of some of the treatments because you don't trust that they're going to do right by you. So how have you grappled with that, or even help people in your field to sort of connect the community and realize that that's not the case across the board, even though it's true for a lot of people?
It is true for a lot of people. It's not true for me. I think that you need to be an advocate for yourself, right? That's the first thing. I do think no matter what, you have to be an advocate for yourself. So if you know that something's wrong, you have to, if that doctor doesn't work, find another one. There's plenty of doctors out there. I think it's really sad, though, that we have this mistrust in the healthcare system, but we know where it came from. And I think now, more importantly, we're under this new administration and we don't know where healthcare is going, right? So this is even more time where we have to take care of ourselves and each other, right?
I think that's where the whole idea of mothering the community and sharing resources and talking about it so
it's
that you
imperative.
Can getting the verbiage, right? Because sometimes when you're seeing all those accolades and you see the titles, you can feel like you're not knowledgeable, or you don't have the verbiage, or you don't have the language to really hold a conversation, or you don't know what to ask. And, I still struggle with pronouncing some of the words and medical terms. So it's you can't speak their language. They're saying these, diagnoses, and they're telling you what's wrong with you, but you can't even repeat it back. You can't even explain it to your family in a lot of cases. So I think having community that can break it down and give you ways to answer, or even go with you. Be surprised, how many people will be willing to sit and take notes.
Look, I love to go.
Yeah.
And I'd be itching to say something.
You're so funny. So a lot of people don't know this, right? There was a time where Coach had really gigantic breast. And I had a breast reduction years ago. Oh my God, it was so long ago. But Dr. Claude, she wasn't Dr. Claude then. She was just a nurse practitioner. She came and she checked on me and made sure I was a big old baby.
Listen.
I was a big old baby. She's like, you gonna be all right.
But
listen, little cute little voice. You gonna be okay.
But one thing you can say about me is I show up.
Yeah.
Right?
I was surprised. She was like, I just want to make sure you okay.
Listen, I show up. I show up when it means something.
Yes. But I think, again, it's so funny. You don't think about it until you sit still and think about all of the communities and ways you're connected to community. And also what makes you kind of step away from your community.
Right.
And I would be remiss not to talk about judgment, shame, guilt, and the things that sort of make you want to be in your own little bubble because you don't really want anybody to know you're hurting. You mentioned being strong, right? And that tendency to don't let them see you sweat. You can't let nobody know you're crumbling or you going through this. So I'm just going to be over here in my corner and I'm going to thug it out and I'm going to get through it so I can come back out and nobody ain't got to know.
Being vulnerable is hard.
Ooh, girl. That's a bad word for a lot of folks.
It is.
We talked about that earlier too, vulnerability, honesty versus transparency, and just being able to say you don't know, being able to say you're hurt, to say how you were hurt. If you traditionally haven't had people hold space for your feelings and your emotions, to validate you or to even care how you feel, right?
Mhm.
You often will be like, there's no point in discussing my feelings or emotions.
Right.
Because what are you going to do about it?
Right.
What is anybody going to do about it? Nobody can really help me deal with this. I'm just going to go in my little world and I'm going to deal with it. And then I'm going to come back out. And now the world's talking about, I need to just heal, right? I'm just going to get old. I'm going to go, I need to heal first. What does that even mean? How do you heal without no one helping take care of you? I mean, I know when I'm sick or I feel down, ain't nothing like somebody saying, you want some tea? You want some soup?
Right.
What you need? Like, I don't know, that sometimes be making you feel better instantly just because somebody came to care for you.
Right.
So when you eliminate folks being able to take care of you and you're always saying no, 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 and you never say you need anything, how are they supposed to show up for you?
Exactly. That's why I started saying yes.
Yeah, that's true. Shout out to Vic Breedy. She had talked about falling apart or falling down so someone can pick things up. Just saying that out loud, I'm like, I don't know about a lot of people, but shout out to all of the Black women out there. Shout out to all the women, but particularly y'all Black folks, Black women. We don't really be liking to drop nothing and just let it fall and fall apart. Like,
no.
That don't feel comfortable, even saying it out loud. We gonna just try to come in and do it all. And I've learned I cannot do it all. I need a community.
You can't.
I need a community. I do. I'm not even out here saying I don't need no man, y'all. I need one of y'all too. I don't know, but I need a certain kind. But I'm just saying, I'm not even saying that, right? Who doesn't need partnership? Although I can take care of myself, it's still nice to be taken care of.
Right.
Yeah. So community is real big, right? So the impact of not having community and not having a space is where I think the anxiety and the fear and the stigma often comes from. And I think being in that place of being screened for something and you don't have community or you don't have support is, I would imagine, is extremely lonely.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you do find out, a lot of people have opted to not tell their family.
Right.
Because they don't want to worry anybody.
They don't want to be a burden.
Mm-hmm. and or they don't want anyone to treat them differently.
Correct.
Right. And I don't know why that's such a thing. No, I don't know what that means per se on being treated differently. But I know a lot of people struggle with not telling people that they're sick.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how has that, being in the medical field, have you ever had it where you suggested that people connect to community and try to get them to connect to community, but they refuse?
I have. And you know what? There's a time and a space for everything, because I was that person too. Right. And and if you was to ask me, like, what was the pivotal thing that shifted, I can't tell you exactly what that was. But I just started showing up and taking small steps, falling down, taking bigger steps, and, and just meeting new people and just opening up my network. Right.
Yeah.
And it's just, but like, I don't have an answer for that. Like, I just know from my point of view, I have seeing patients and telling them, I think you should, talk to your loved ones about that. Oh, I can't. They already have so much stuff going on, or this or that or whatever. And so they're not ready.
Yeah.
Right. And you can't push it either.
No, it's so interesting because people have a right, to accept care or not.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the hardest thing when, you're making a recommendation.
Yeah.
And people choose.
Mm-hmm.
They really, it's the idea of telling their family or asking for help seems so much harder than being alone,
right,
and not having anyone. The idea of people knowing and judging is just it's overwhelming for folks, which takes me to the part of the show that I often talk to people about, which is, what does therapy mean to you? Because you said, there was this moment, right? This pivotal moment, but you don't know exactly what it was.
I don't know what it was.
Have you had or have you utilized therapy in any way?
Yes. I am in therapy now. Therapy is maintenance. Yes. Yes.
Mm.
I think, oh, it might have been my therapist that told me I can't do it by myself.
Shout out to your therapist.
Shout out to my therapist.
It's not me, y'all.
And
I didn't do it.
oh, you know what?
No, what didn't the funny story? I showed up on a list. Remember you told me you
Oh
was looking for a therapist?
Right.
And you were like, yeah, I know her. I can't go see her.
I can't go see her.
But she said, she was like, I was proud though to see you.
I was so proud. But you know what? I have the best siblings in the world, right? And that I think I have the best siblings in the world. And I hang out with my siblings heavy. Okay, you don't see one without the other. Like when I tell you we hang. And I remember my therapist was like, "Do you have friends?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got friends." Right? And I was just like, but I was dependent so much on my siblings. Like I just had this bubble. It was my siblings, me, and like I felt like I didn't need anyone else. Right? So they were my community too. And then, we have to live our own lives. And I was holding them to an expectation that was unrealistic. And I had to start doing things without them. So there was like a codependency thing going on there or something like that, probably on my part. And I remember someone asking me, was I scared to have friends? And like, I never looked at myself as not having friends. Like you and I have been friends for years, right?
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, I think it was therapy. It was in therapy that I had to recognize that I had to get out and, build different relationships.
Wow.
Yes.
So interesting, right? Because shout out to my siblings. I'm the oldest of 6. And, me and my sisters, we rock heavy, from our talks and that we have. And, I was out with my sister today and often I was like, listen, I don't really need friends. I got my sisters. And there's some truth to having your siblings are your first friends. But today in the talk that I gave, we talked about how do you define friendship, right? And I think there's levels to friendships. I think, when you're younger and you're in school, everybody's your friend. I remember my mother telling me, no, everybody ain't your friend. But for the most part, when you're little, right, all your classmates are like your little friends, right? And then you start to understand difference. You start to understand, everybody ain't your friend and everybody ain't for you and all these different things. So I think having friendships, connection, and community as an adult is different. And I think it's because we're not starting from scratch. Right. We're starting from experience. We have fears. We have trust issues, disappointments. We just have a lot of stuff that's sort of gone on that can make us be leery of being vulnerable and connecting with other people.
But it's necessary.
It is, I think. And so what we talked about today is like take off the ship, right? Because I think when we start saying friendship and relationship, it can seem heavy. Instead, just look at it as from connection, right? Like, even if it's just that you go out with somebody casually for a cocktail, you don't have to be best of friends. You don't even necessarily got to hang out with them all the time, but it's like having a really good adult conversation that is got laughter in it. It don't have to go no further than that. And when you start going out and connecting, you start realizing that some things are for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. It don't always have to be a ship.
Right.
It can just be a connection.
Right.
What you think about that?
I mean, I think it's true. But I also think that like when you build these connections, you have to maintain them. Right.
But that's what makes it more like a relationship though, right?
Right. Well,
because if it's just a connection, I meet you with today and we hang out and there's like not this heavy expectation that we got to do it again. It's just a connection.
But is that really a connection though?
Yeah, I think you can have a connection that's just for the moment. Like when you travel and you go on trips, right? You might meet people while you're there that you never talk to again. And that connection was great for that moment. It don't have to be a relationship though.
I suppose.
It's something to consider or just think about though, right?
It's something to consider, right?
But if you allowed yourself to just experience life, connections, and just live, wouldn't it just be less pressure to make everything to be maintained?
I don't think that building and maintaining a connection is work.
Oh, really?
I don't.
Okay,
just for me, like,
this is juicy. I like this. I like where this is going.
Well, I like
where this is going.
So, because I'm thinking about, like, my most recent connections, right? And yes. I think about, and I accept people for who they are, right?
Yes.
I don't necessarily have an expectation.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if someone tells me, Kim, I don't want to hang out with you, I'm like, all right, let me know when you do. Right. Or if you don't anymore, that's cool too. Right? But I think when it comes to service,
mm-hmm.
bringing it back to service, I think that takes those connections you need to build and maintain in order to get the work done.
Yes.
Right. So I think there's two different things we're talking about here.
Yeah.
So yes, like if it's some like dude or whatever, you're just like, all right, well, okay.
You know what's so funny, right? Is that it got to go to the romantic thing, right?
But it doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to be that.
No.
But I think because if you have a good connection,
yeah,
and you enjoyed it,
yes,
you usually want it again, right? And you want to keep that, right? And I think what happens is that that's what it is that it's more so this feels good. Let's hang out again, right? But in some cases, that's the heavy lift for some people. It's like, this was great. It was great talking to you. I don't want to try to work or hold on to it, but this was a great moment and I enjoyed this conversation. So I think sometimes for some people, the lack of maintaining it does something to their psyche because they're not just enjoying the moment and enjoying the connections. And if it manifests to more, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too.
But I think that is not necessarily the connection. It's you're thinking about the possibilities. Like, what could this
ain't
be?
She smart, y'all.
Listen.
That's what it is. But see, the possibilities is connected to the expectations, darling.
Right?
That's connected to the expectations.
Right.
But if you just say, you know what, this was a great conversation. It was really nice talking to you. And you know what, maybe we'll see each other again. It's something about just being able to just connect. And I think that's part of community too. Like when we do this walk, that's coming up.
Oh, I can't wait.
So we're doing a walk. I want you to talk about what inspired you to do the walk. But there's going to be people that are going to make connection that day.
Yes.
Talk for that moment and probably never ever talk to each other again.
But you don't know if you'll see them later on in life. That's the thing.
Yeah, but you'll be like, oh, I remember you. Yeah. We went on the walk.
Exactly.
Hi, girl.
Exactly.
But we didn't exchange no numbers. We ain't trying to get together again. I had so much fun with you. Can I call you next week? Like, we ain't doing that. And I think sometimes that's the heavy lift for some people, and it takes time.
Right.
Because
they're not there yet.
Right. And they just might not be, but don't take it personal.
Oh, I listen.
And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the listeners
and
the folks that don't really want to engage
in
in these things because that's the piece that makes it scary. Like connecting and being able to navigate. That's probably why right now it's hard for me to date, right? Like I like you. Once I like you, then I want more from you. And then, if you give me, shout out to Dita Weedy, give me that yalla. Give me that yalla. I want some more yalla.
You are too funny. Girl, let me talk about this walk.
Oh, listen, therapists need love too.
I know you do. I know.
It's a late night show for a reason. See, this is what happens when I bring the girlfriends on here. You get a different coach, and I'm just drinking water, y'all. So don't worry. But anyway, shout out to Dita Weeder. He calls everything a yalla. So y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. I might be talking about just some good lip service for all y'all know. Get y'all minds out the gut. Nasty. call me Miss Austin if you're nasty. That's what you do. Anyway, so let's talk about this walk.
Let's
What
talk about
inspired
the
the walk?
So this walk, let me take a step back. So this walk is being is a partnership between the Boston Chi Club, the NAACP Boston branch, and the Urban League Young Professionals.
Okay.
So I'm super excited. We're doing this for, October for the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And like you mentioned before, we have a higher rate of Black and Brown women that die from breast cancer. So I think this walk will create a safe space, give education, and
About to put the link inside the chat for all y'all beautiful people.
And be a resource for the community.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited about that. That's going to be on October 4th. It's going to be in Franklin Park, 10 a.m. We're going to have some swag to give away. It is free. Can I tell you that is free?
So the walk is free, everybody.
The walk is free.
You don't have to pay.
No, you do have to register. Yes.
But it's free.
Yes.
I'm going to be there, so you get a chance to meet your favorite around the way therapist and take
so
some
glad.
selfies and all of that good stuff. Shout out to all my people who've been doing the walks with me. Kim's one of them. So usually, they be in their zone. They leave me, right? They leave me because I like to talk to people. I want to stop, I want to take selfies. They just be doing their walk.
Yes.
They be in their zone.
Yes.
So I will stop and take pictures with you and stuff because I do it for community and for activity, but it's not really how quickly I can get it done. Shout out to Scotty Rose on the check-in. I see you. Thank you for tuning in. I just dropped the link for you guys to sign up for the walk, but it's from 10 to 12 in Franklin Park. What part of Franklin Park are we meeting?
The golf course.
Okay, we're meeting in the golf course.
Yep.
And this is not a 5K. This is just a walk.
No.
And it's like 2.5 miles.
Yep. If that.
And the whole idea is community.
It's community.
Right? To get outside, get your body moving, get resources. And I'm just strongly encouraging people to be open to connecting.
Yes.
And the reason why I think relationships can seem scary, Kim said it ain't work, but it is.
I mean,
it takes work to be intentional about building a connection and watering it.
It does take, yes, you are right. I would be remiss if I said that it did not take work.
But I know what you meant.
Yes.
I know what you meant. What you meant is it shouldn't be heavy lifting. It should be something
heavy.
you're willing to engage in because it feels good. It's service. Right. It's loving, but I think for a lot of people, it can feel like work. So one of the things that came out today in the conversations that we had is like when you're a friend, there's certain obligations and expectations that you have of your friends and you want it reciprocated. Like if they got kids, you want to go to the graduations and the birthday parties. If your friend is getting an award, you want to go to that. So if you're trying to maintain relationships, it can be challenging to be present for all of these things and yourself. It can feel overwhelming.
It can.
And I think that's the work because people are like, you don't support me.
But that's when you communicate, right?
Oh, girl, that's another bad word. A lot of people don't know how to communicate.
Well, I mean, that takes time and practice, right?
Vulnerability and being able to say, I'm stretched.
Listen.
Or I cannot do that. Or just when the big one, you say yes, and then you overextend yourself, which is something a lot of us do. I'm guilty of this.
Yes.
And you just can't be all places. I remember I started saying, you know what, realistically, I probably can get to 1 or 2 events a month that's outside of the things I get booked for.
Mm-hmm. Possibly.
But like this month, I got an event every weekend. And Saturday, baby.
I know. You said you had a lot of events.
I cannot necessarily say that I could do that consistently. I don't know how the Beyoncés I don't know how the politicians. Shout out to Liz Miranda and Julia Mejia. There's some people that they are. Marv Neal. Shout out to Marv Neal. Love Marv Neal, the owner and man behind the scenes.
Well, I hope all of them come to the walk.
but they show up at so many events sometimes in one day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you do that? So, a lot of it is just like being a politician. You come in, you shake hands, take a picture, kiss the baby.
You show up.
You show up, you kiss the baby, shake hands, take a picture, and you leave. And I'm like, this is what they have to do. But it's showing that they're coming. I did 2 outfit changes. Took lifts. I had to go get makeup done. I worked. And I said, wow. But, I got the same number of hours as Beyonce. These people be doing photo shoots, radio interviews, rehearsing, spending time with their kids. Like one day when I saw A Day in the Life, I said, how do they do all of that?
Mm-hmm.
You do it with community and support. Shout out to Scotty Rose. Shout out to Tahari. Shout out to my sister. Like literally, it took community to make this happen. I got dressed at my sister's house. She helped me get dressed, my stylist. I rode in the car with Scotty and we carpooled. It was just like we all came together and we made it happen.
But can I tell you how much of a blessing that is?
It's such a blessing.
Right? Like,
such a
so
blessing.
Let's not move away from that. We always got to stay positive and I know it's a lot of work but this is all a blessing.
Yeah. And I showed up to
yes.
3 women who have had an impact. Shout out to Shanta. She's turning 50 this year. Style No Ray. I normally can't go to her stuff. There's a lot of people's stuff I don't normally get to. Mm-hmm. And I had to really map it out to be like, okay, I'm gonna go here first, here second. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna end the night here. And I pulled it off. And I mean, it was all good. And then today I did a whole nother day. I wouldn't change it though.
See?
I love every minute of it.
It's a blessing.
And then today I'm gonna sleep real good. And it's gonna be great.
And start all over tomorrow.
And start all over. And then, even with this show and encouraging people, if you do things that you love with people that you enjoy being around, it won't feel like work. It's not that it's not work, but it won't feel like work. And I think for most people, when they think about work, it seems heavy.
Yes.
And I think, just doing stuff, right? Like I got to get dressed. I got to do all these things. Those things are needed, but it doesn't have to feel like work. It doesn't have to feel exhausting.
No.
Yeah, that's what I would say. So we talked about community, talked about mothering, talked about the walk. Now, my other favorite part of the show.
Tell me.
I get to talk to you about your bet on self moments.
I told you. We talked about that already.
No, we did. Not implicitly.
Oh, my God. I don't have like a...
You see how she being difficult? She didn't even let me introduce the segment. She's just talking
ahead.
over it. Right? The bet on self moment, darling. Right? The moments in your life where you decide, if not now, then when? If not me, then who? Right? Those moments where you really take ownership of your journey. And I know you've had some in the past, some presently, or maybe there's something in the future that you're saying, you know what? I'm going to take another bet on Kim. And I got this one more thing I want to do. I'm a little scared to do it. I've been thinking about it, but I'm like about to jump in the rope.
Well, I know this walk, number one, I have never planned a community event before, right? Mm-hmm. So I think this walk is one of them. So that's a bet on self moment. I just want to be of service. So, and I'm happy doing it, right? Like,
yeah, it feels good.
I didn't know. I was like, oh my God.
Who knew? Who knew these 5Ks would feel this good, right?
Who knew? And I feel like, I remember people used to ask me what was my purpose. And I used to get caught up like, I should know this. Like, how come I don't know what my purpose is? And again, like, I feel like my growth has been evolving over the past 2 years. And I feel like my steps are more purposeful. I feel like feel like I'm guided. I am enjoying the journey, right? I don't know what tomorrow may bring, but I know I'm happy, right? Like, so I think,
like that.
So I am betting on myself every day when I get up. I may fall down, but I get back up. I don't have like a defining moment. I do want to get another certification, but I think that's just me. because I still have
accolades.
That.
We
Yeah,
just, we're nerds. I think we just low key nerds. You was nerd in
Listen.
school. You was like, I like studying. Remember, you used to be like, I like studying.
Look, I was studying today.
She's like, I like studying. I like school.
Yeah.
She used to be in school, skip to my Lou and talk about, I like school.
Listen, and failed the first year altogether. That first semester was hard, honey.
Ooh.
But
Listen, we mastered how to withdraw.
we mastered how to play spades. Let's be truthful.
I didn't do that. I'm still awful spades player.
It's okay. It's all right.
I just didn't like y'all slamming on the table and stuff.
Listen.
Anyway, she's the best of the slamming on the table if you ever want to see.
Listen,
you know how sweet she is now? She's a total different space player, y'all. Totally different space player.
There are many facets.
She has a whole nother personality.
Listen. Oh, man.
Whole nother personality.
Oof.
But I love that. I love that, in all of it is really the bet on self is every day that you wake up is like, how are you going to save yourself?
Yes.
And where and how are you going to invest in yourself is really what it's all about, right? Which takes us, we're going to have to pay some bills in a minute. I'm going to see if I can finish this show up right at 11 o'clock. We're going to see what we can do. I think we can do it.
Okay.
I think we can pull it
You
off.
got 4 minutes, honey?
I got 4 minutes. Oh, shoot. Welcome to the virtual couch. I know y'all already knew that, but here we go. Coach's Corner, baby. Coach's Corner is when I and my wonderful guests take a moment to just reflect on what we want y'all to take away from this conversation, right? What's the purpose of you coming on the virtual couch if you don't get a little bit of therapy? We're going to therapize y'all.
Yes, indeed.
So we reflect for a little bit and we gather key takeaways. And what is it that we really want you to leave and carry forward with you? Of course, we want you to come and hang out with us and do this walk on October 4th. But what do you want them to take away as we think about mothering the community, service, community, all those good things? What's your takeaway? What do you want people to take away from this conversation?
I think that it is important to show up, right? But only you know what that looks like. So don't let someone tell you, oh, you can't do it that way. You show up how you want. And I'm telling you, it would be rewarded tenfold. You do it for yourself. You do it for others. Just show up. Just be your best authentic self.
Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing like it.
So,
and if you don't know who your authentic self is, just take a risk. It's usually those moments where your voice is shaky and you're uncomfortable and you don't want to be uncomfortable. Those are usually your key moments, key defining moments, I would say, that you really start to discover who you are, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, and trying new things, being willing to mess up, to make mistakes. I think when we're younger, we're a little bit more likely to do it. As we get older, we get scared of like embarrassment and not wanting nobody to see that we don't know what we're doing. And, there's consequences to not knowing what you're doing. You could lose your job or whatever. So people get a little bit more leery of being vulnerable about what they don't know. My takeaway that I have for you guys is mothering the community is about nurturing beyond bloodlines. I think sometimes we get so caught up in just traditional family systems that we don't realize that it's about service, advocacy, and legacy. Yes. What are you leaving behind? And how many lives are you impacting? How are you making a difference? When you go into spaces, do you leave it better or do you destroy it? Do you create chaos and drama? And I think if you kind of look at it from that perspective, you'll understand the importance that mothering is not about being male or female. It's just about how do we give value? How do we add value? And how are we of service to our community? Because this is all we got, y'all. This is our neighborhood. These are our communities, and we don't make our communities better. Who else is going to do it? And I think it's up to us, each one of us, each leader, each community member, each professional person to really start to give back and to serve in any way that you can. Because this new administration, baby, we got to save ourselves. So anyway, that's my takeaway for y'all. In a minute, in any second now, it should be jump into the legal disclaimer. So y'all make sure y'all tune in next week because we got another conversation that's going to go down right here on the virtual couch. I want to thank you, Dr. Kimberly Claude.
Thank you for having me.
Sitting here and being vulnerable and being your authentic self.
Oh, appreciate
And next
it.
week, we're going to talk about living with a chronic illness and how that can impact your mental health. And again, it's all about the pivot. Here we go. Hold on.
We are the Urban Heat. Expect the unexpected. Unorthodox radio. Boston and beyond. Heat, 981fm.com and iHeart Station.
All right. So as I was saying, right, it's all about the power of the pivot and legacy. That's what this whole series right now is about building legacy. It's about us taking heed that we get to write our narratives. I love social media because you can actually be whoever you want to be. And people say it's fake, but we create it. I don't think I'm fake. I think I'm very authentic, and I'm on social media. It's a lot of real people on social media.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of real experiences on social media, and it's all about perspective. So I want y'all to continue to bet on self this week. Make sure y'all come back to the virtual couch. Share this live in honor of Jack Diesel. Hit that like button. Smash it, smash it, smash it, smash it. Just let people know, right, that it's all about the Bet on Self movement. You've been tuned into the Urban Heat, Boston's only Black-owned radio station on the iHeartRadio platform. I said that with my chest.
That's
and y'all
right.
need to make sure that y'all continue to support us. If you know any businesses that need marketing, radio advertisement, or just want to come on any of our shows, please reach out. Let us know. And y'all keep being great. Keep betting on self. And I'll see y'all next week, 10 p.m. right here on the virtual couch. Have a good night. Bye. Kim, thank you, girl.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you
You're welcome.
for coming on the virtual
Easy.
couch. Say bye.
Check. Bye.
Easy breezy cover girl. Bye.